Hola, hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Me llamo Rehinita. My name is Rehinita, and in today's video we will be looking at reflexive verbs. If you are new here, subscribe and also hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any new video. Now let's get started. In reflexive verbs, the subject is the same as the object. In other words, the subject performs the action to him or herself. We can say that the subject is the receiver of the action. When using a reflexive verb, the reflexive pronoun is also used. Let's have our first example. Duchar-se. Duchar-se. Before we conjugate the verb, note that all reflexive verbs have se at the end of the infinitive verb, as you can see in our first example, duchar plus se. Now let's go ahead and conjugate the verb. Me ducho, te duchas, se ducha, nos duchamos, os ducháis, se duchan. Since duchar-se is an AR verb, it follows the rules of conjugating AR verbs. And because we are dealing with reflexive verbs, we do not use the regular pronoun. The reflexive pronoun replaces them. So instead of using yo, we use me. Instead of using tú, we use te. Instead of using él, ella, o usted, we use se. And instead of using nosotros, we use nos. Instead of using vosotros, we use os. And finally, we use se instead of using ellos, ellas, o ustedes. So our reflexive pronouns are me, te, se, nos, os, se. Let's take another example. Lavarse. Lavarse. Me lavo. Te lavas. Se lava. Nos lavamos. Os laváis. Se lavan. And our last example, acostarse. Acostarse. Me acuesto. Te acuestas. Se acuesta. Nos acostamos. Os acostáis. Se acuestan. Note that acostarse is a stem changing verb. And when we say a verb is a stem changing verb, we simply mean that when conjugating the verb, the stem of the verb, which comes before AR, ER, or IR, for example, acostarse, changes. In this example, O changes to UE, except for nos and os. Kindly watch our previous video on irregular verbs to know more about stem changing verbs. Usually in the present tense, the pronoun is placed before the verb, like we have in our examples, me ducho, me lavo, me acuesto. The pronoun me comes before the conjugated verb, but there are instances where the pronoun is placed at the end of the verb. The first instance is the infinitive, for example, duchar-se. So with duchar-se, the pronoun se is placed after the verb duchar. The second instance is the imperative. Imperatives are commands, directives, or instructions. For example, tienes que despertarte, which means you have to wake up. Normally, when the pronoun is placed after the verb, they are not conjugated, and usually in sentences that have two verbs, the second verb is maintained in the infinitive, like we have in our first example, tienes que despertarte. Now our first verb is tener, which has been conjugated to tienes, and our second verb is despertarte. So despertarte is not conjugated. The infinitive is maintained together with our reflexive pronoun. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and you've learned how the reflexive verb functions. Thank you for watching and see you in our next video. Adios!